never usually someone who gets emotional, and this is just like, and I don't rely on like people's support and people like helping me have a conversation and listening to me, because I'm always the one that listens.
Welcome to the My Julie podcast. I'm your host, Minnie Latif, and the rumours are true. It does take a village. Let's do it. Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. I get to interview another amazing friend of mine. Her name is Sam. You might know her as the founder of Lala Nails. I met her over a decade ago and she hit me up to say if she could do my nails for me for some social media content. She's that kind of hustler. I mean, doing it a decade ago. And we've had a really nice mentoring type relationship over the years. Today, we got to talk about things that are really quite difficult. I mean, you're going to need to bring your tissue box out. Sam has had this real hustle energy about her to grow her career and a lifestyle that she's always aspired for. But along the way, some pretty heavy roadblocks have come along. And what I wanted to speak to her about, of someone that I have admired her work ethic for so many years, is how on earth do you still keep getting up each day when life keeps knocking you down so damn hard? You don't want to miss this one. If you're trying to find how to get your resilience to a 10, this episode's for you. Sam, welcome to the My Julie podcast.
Thanks for having me.
You are a dream guest to have first and foremost. Before we get into anything, the first question we're always going to ask on the My Julie podcast, how many years have you lived?
Have I lived? 33 on Wednesday.
Double threes. Three's a good omen.
Yeah.
Okay, this is your
Let's
year.
hope so.
It is, apparently.
Apparently.
It is. Okay.
Let's say it is.
All right. Now, listen, I've known you for about 10 years, and before we get into anything, I have a little something that I want you to open. You just sort of slide it. Just sort of slide it open.
Oh my gosh. I made these.
You made these during COVID.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
painted your face on it.
Has anybody, just for out there, I don't know, anybody in the world has ever had their face painted on a nail? And I can honestly say I have.
Yeah.
This is the talent of you, Sam. I want you to know this because for a lot of people that don't know Sam's backstory, yesterday we probably cried on the phone for an hour.
Yeah.
And today I just want to start the day with you knowing what a genuine talent you are.
Thank you.
Okay, don't ever forget it. They're mine. You can't keep them. All right.
You
They're
can
my
have them
custom
back.
nail press-ons. We'll show you little images on socials later. We'll post some pics for you guys so you can definitely see them up close. But it's your girl on a nail. On a nail. Sam, we will give a little bit of a backstory before we talk about how we know each other and why we cry so much as the women that we are. I learned something quite new about you. I did not know you started your career at 21 years old, so about 13 years ago,
Yeah.
right? As a childcare provider.
Yeah, family daycare. So
Family daycare.
a home-based private daycare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you start doing that first?
I think I just was in a bit of a, I don't know what I want to do with my life kind of stage. I was young. My parents went through a divorce and I didn't really want to be dependent on my dad or my mum. So I moved out at 21 and just jumped into a business opportunity. One of my girlfriends was doing it and she was like, you should do this. And I went and did the course in Cert 3 Childcare, and next thing you know, I'm 5 years into a small business.
You've got 4 kids under 4.
Yep, and 3 school kids. So 7 children with
21
me.
years old.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would leave my child with you.
Yeah.
I mean, a part of me is like, I wish you could still be doing that
A lot
because
of
my
people
daughter.
say that.
and
My
you-
waiting list was through the roof.
I
And
bet.
I had kids with me from 18 months till kinder. So they were with me for a long
That's
time.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It takes a special type of person that can really nurture and take care of children, especially for someone that's not had their children yet.
Yeah.
As well, it's very instinctive for you. Right? You've got this strong maternal.
Yeah.
side of
And I
you.
feel like it helped me build myself up as a person to understand unconditional love, because I feel like I lacked that in my life as a child. So
Really?
yeah, like when they were all over me and affectionate, it felt wrong because I was not used to it at all. So
especially the touch.
yeah, and like kissing me and hugging me, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. But then it was just because it was a bit taboo to me from my childhood that I didn't get that from my parents.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I'm the eldest.
Okay,
so
how many of you are there?
there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys close?
We are now.
Yeah.
But there's been times where we haven't been.
And what's the age difference?
18 months between all of us.
Wow.
So yeah, we're close. Yeah, close in age.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm more the harder, stronger, less emotional
So
sibling.
we think.
Yeah. Well, not in my older years. I think the layers have been peeled back heaps now with me. Like I am not the same person I was 10 years ago.
And so you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It'd be disappointing if we were all the same vibe 10 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the whole point of life is to grow and evolve. And we have reawakenings all the time. And I do believe you're in the heart of your reawakening. I promise you we're getting there very, very soon. It's just important to put it into a bit of context. So in the interim, you're on 6 figures doing this daycare, which is absolutely unbelievable, all on your own, figuring it out. You've got this goal in life, and the goal for you is huge. But for some people, it's like, and it's just simply, I want to own my own home. Yeah. It's not simple. It is a big goal.
I feel like that was just like an average achievement for someone in our, like someone who's working hard the goal is to buy a house. And
say more about our community.
Yeah.
Be open about it. It's okay.
Like as in
a woman.
Yeah, a woman and
from
doing
the western
things
suburbs.
on your own. Yeah, on your own, like I did grow up pretty not well off, but my parents work hard and they embedded that into me as a child. And I think it was more my dad was such a provider that I wanted to do it on my own so that he didn't have that over me anymore, because it was always, my house, my rules, and never good enough and pushing me. So like this was a big achievement for me to just be independent and I can do it on my own. Like I don't need anyone's help. But yeah, so that was, 7 days a week I was working. I worked the daycare and then I worked in the nightclub industry as a booth waitress on Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. And
Alhambra. Do we all remember it?
Old Alhambra.
Is it still around?
Yeah. Not at the same venue anymore though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a constant hustle, right? Because that's day work and night work. Yeah. You must be in your early 20s to be able to pull that off.
I did get really unwell though. I ended up in hospital just from exhaustion, and that kind of put it in perspective of what's worth, the burnout or like being a bit more smarter and cutting back. So that's when you learn to understand that your body can't keep going all the time and you need to like make changes.
Your body keeps the score.
Right?
Yep. And as you're turning 33 this week, I thought it was really important with the season that you're in your life right now for us to sit and discuss the impact of what's currently happening with you, not for today, but for 43-year-old Sam, 53-year-old Sam, 63-year-old Sam, because the body does keep the score. And as honestly, as a friend, I want to make sure that your longevity doesn't include chronic illness, which is very common for women that are going through trauma in the younger years and are not processing it. Yeah. And it appears in their bodies decades later. And I refuse for that to happen to you.
Well, I could just come here, I guess, and get some treatments done.
Ain't no skincare regime going to help that. This is inner work.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the stuff that we have to really speak openly about. It's not something that, you just need to go to speak to a therapist, because talk therapy gets you so far. It's really important. Yeah. It's super important, talk therapy. But somatic work, which is body healing work, there's endless variations of what work is. But the first step is understanding we got to do the work whilst we're going through it, not just after, to prevent what could potentially be some really chronic illness that we see in our community. When I say our community, I'm talking about women and culturally what we're seeing in our community specifically. So prevention is just so much better than cure, right? And I'm here to try and stop that for you. And hopefully it will never happen anyway, but Also just feels better. Did we not
Yeah.
feel better after chatting
Yeah.
yesterday? Right, just
Yeah.
having a chat.
100%. Mhm.
Right. It's can't solve the world in one conversation, but we can feel slightly lighter, and that's
Yeah.
worth it.
Mhm.
Okay, so we'll get there. All right. So at this point, you're traveling 45 minutes to go see your nail lady,
Mhm.
and she decides that she ain't doing nails no more. And so what happens for you at this
I
point?
was like trying to find somewhere, and I was like, oh, there's a gap in the market. I was with a partner at the time, and he was like, if we get married and have kids, I don't really want you being in the childcare industry because I'm so relied on. I never had holidays. I was always working through Christmas, working through New Year's, working through school holidays was the busiest time for me.
Of course.
And I was like, oh, I could do something part-time, a bit more flexible, a hobby almost to see how it goes.
Yeah, sure.
So I was lucky to be able to fund my education for nails and products and starting it up while making a good income with the daycare. And I was able to cut back a couple of days to prioritize doing both. And then I moved into my own house that I built, and I gave the daycare another, wasn't even 6 months before I decided that I'm finished. Like all my children were going to kinder, so they're all transitioning out. I would have had to start all over again with new families, and I was just like, maybe this is the right time.
And you're making enough revenue to support yourself through nails at this point.
Where I was charging $50 for 3 to 4 hours of work.
Versus what for one set of nails?
Yeah, was now.
No, back then.
Back then was for something that what I was paying back then with my nail tech would have been like $80 to $100 still back then, and that was quality work.
Yeah,
like
of course,
and I was traveling because there was nowhere else to really like go that I liked. I saw her on Instagram and I was like, this is cool. Like I want to do this, and I've always been a creative, and I like nice things, and I always want to be different, and I like, almost letting people ask me, oh, look at that. Like, oh, did you see that? What Sam's nails look like all the time? It's kind of like a personality trait that isn't, it's physical, not just in emotional states.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's art. It's absolute art. So when you hit me up, I was running a different company back then, and you DM'd me and you said, hey, I'd love to come to your office. I think you drove like an hour to come and see us in our South Melbourne office.
Early as well, I think it was.
Was
early
it?
in the morning.
Early in the morning.
You were going to Vegas? Were you going away?
I think so, yeah.
Conference or something you were doing?
Yeah, because I asked you, I said, okay, what do you want to do? And you're like, I can do anything. And I said, can you put dollar bills on my nails? And this chick figured out how to put dollar bills on my nails. I will get those photos too and post them on for you to see. You actually went and sourced it. I mean, US dollar notes, right? And then added the bling. I've got all the images, don't worry. They're on the cloud somewhere. And I never took them off, I swear. I just kept growing them out and getting them refilled with acrylic because they were just so custom and elaborate and truly an art. You know that I used to own nail bars as well, right? But many, many years prior to meeting you. And I had a couple of really gifted artists. I do understand the level of just creativity it takes. It's one thing to do a good like Russian manicure, but it's a whole other thing to actually paint someone's face or do dollar bills on nails and create
even colors, like even knowing what goes together and what doesn't, and what suits people. And then it's also like the appointment, like having a personal relationship with your client. I have so many people that I've had my whole 9 years of doing nails still with me. I've been to weddings, I've been to baby showers,
Who invites their nail tech to their wedding, right?
Like
it's
the first one to tell that they're pregnant, or the first one to say that they're going through a divorce or someone's passed away. So, as much as they lean on me, I've also started to lean on them because they're not just clients, they're friends,
Yeah, we're in the service industry. And in the service industry, relationships lines get very blurred in the best of ways though. And we'll cover that in a bit. So you are now a full-fledged nail tech. You create the company Lala Nails. Why Lala? Because I honestly thought that was your name for years.
No. It's, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Yeah. Probably like iconic, like show that I'd watch of standards I want in my lifestyle.
Okay.
Fresh flowers and beautiful things every time in my house. There's another show spin-off called Vanderpump Rules, and one of the girls' names is Lala, and I really liked her, strong personality, and I was like, oh, that's catchy, and it kind of just stuck.
I love the name Lala, and I know your name's Sam, but for years I still kept thinking you're Lala.
Yeah.
Do people do that?
Yeah, still.
Okay, because people still call me Julie, so I'm okay with that. That's all good. All right, so you do my nails. It took like 2-3 hours.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Never experienced anything like it. It was unbelievable. And then ever since then, we've remained in contact, and a couple of years ago you decided that it's time to open up your own salon, and you started looking for spaces. You even came here actually, because this is a new building complex, and so there was a couple of availabilities. So that's how I knew you were in the market to start opening your own bricks and mortar. Do you want to give us a little insight to how that all began for you?
Yeah, so first of all, I went and rented a space in a salon to see if I liked being out of home and disconnecting from that home environment and being more aware of time and travel and if I like that or not. And then I was like, okay, cool. Business is still okay from COVID. And then I was like, oh, I'm ready to take the next step if I can. So I started looking for a space, and I had the opportunity to have an investor involved, someone that I networked with to invest into Lala. Yeah. We actually got a lease on Holmes Road, just up the road here. It was a very old property. Yeah. And unfortunately, with being misled by real estate agents, the property was not financially sustainable for us to rebuild the whole back of the shop. That was not in the floor plan. There was a big iron bricked oven behind a wall that wasn't put on the plan. So when we went to knock the wall out, we're like, what is this big
so
mess?
That's your first barrier to entry.
So lost let that go, lost money. Wow. Put it on the back burner, went to Europe, come back to...
What year are we talking now?
2023. Yeah. Yeah. So went to Europe, had planned that already, and I came back to interest rate rises of my mortgage doubling in price. Obviously cost of living. I'm a luxury service. I'm the first thing that people cut out of their budget. Yeah. So I was paying rent.
Just to give people a rough idea, an acrylic set with you, what are we looking at?
At that time, it was between $100 and $140. Okay. Yeah. So for an hour and a half appointment. Yeah. And I would work back to back, 7 clients a day, no lunch break. I would work nights, I would work late, I work Saturdays. So yeah, I had the drive to put the energy into a space and start to, evolve in that part of my business.
So the Holmes Road one didn't work out.
Yeah.
Then you found another location.
Well, which was probably nearly 12 months later. Right. So fast forward to April 2024, and there's this new building that come up on Killer Road, and my business partner was like, oh, let's go have a look at it, and I was like, oh, it's massive. Yeah, I was like, there's no way we're going to get approved for this, because we had got knocked back so many times from other places. Wow. Yeah. And for the type of business we wanted to put in the establishment as well, it wasn't something that people thought was
because you're not just a nail salon, you've got to create a bar environment.
Yeah, I wanted to get that luxury feel of champagne and cocktails and experience. Yeah. So went and saw the property, put in the application, and the real estate's like, it's yours. And I was like, yeah, are you serious?
Look what my funny's about to come to you. Okay.
It's just that feeling again, when I got pre-approved for the mortgage. I was like, are you sure?
Wow. So it was euphoria for you, right? So
you just don't think
you're winning all of these goals in life. So you wanted to achieve this, tick, achieve that, tick. Now getting approved for this amazing new complex, which is amazing. It's tick. So you've got this moment of just joy. Yeah. And so now you get into we'll fast forward but it's basically, let's do the build, design, and that comes with multiple challenges. I know. I've built 8 locations, and that's probably for another podcast. But building fit outs are interesting experiences. And then we get to finally opening, which I'm assuming was delayed for various building.
So many things.
So many things.
Between, like trades, landlord, real estate, all these things.
Yeah.
So almost 12 months from signing on.
Okay.
So June signed on, then finally ready to open, and not completely finished either. So it was more like, I can't wait around anymore. Like,
because you're starting to pay rent. Right? Yeah.
And I've got other commitments of my not that are my business, like my personal life, like my bills and things like that. And where I was situated with working, like it was just the freeway, and getting to that part of the West was just not worth people traveling back out that way. So I was losing business while waiting for the big shop. Everyone's waiting for the big shop, and why would I go all the way that way when the big shop's coming? You know what I mean?
So they were holding out.
And then it got to the point where I was like, if I don't get this shop open, I'm going to lose my house.
Yeah.
And that was scary, because I'm like a person that rides the wave, and I'm like, it's going to be fine. You're okay.
Yeah.
Keep going. And then it's just not getting better, and I had to make some big changes. And obviously mentally as well, I just didn't know how to handle everything, and I just was like in almost damage control mode, where I was like, is this place even going to open?
Is it at this point you move in with your mum?
Yeah. So I rented out my house.
To make ends meet.
Yeah. And that doesn't even cover the mortgage anyway. So I'm still having to do that. And plus my bills and things that I just let slide as well. Because, last year I had some other like big traumatic events. I got pregnant and I had a miscarriage, and it wasn't a really good time for me.
No.
I signed the lease that week, and I found out, I got the keys, and I literally found out that I'm pregnant, and I'm like, I can't be a mum right now. Like, this isn't in my timeline. You know what I mean?
I just want to pause there in the story, because there's a big important part of being a woman in business, particularly in the service industry, where you are with people. So it's one thing to run a business that's particularly like e-com businesses or app businesses, where you really, if you don't want to see people, you don't have to, for the most part. Right? You have to engage with people, but the physicality is not there. In service, and it's why, like, I opened my first company in Maya, which is obviously bricks and mortar, right?
Yeah.
But Maya doesn't have their own service businesses. They do concession models, which is they have people like us that go and rent space and run them, because their expertise is retailing stock and product SKUs, but it takes a certain type of skill set to actually run service. And even a company the size of Maya wasn't able to master that, and outsources that through a concession model, which happens over and over again all around the world. It's not a dig at Maya. I love Maya, right? So to understand that when we're doing these things, you're signing a lease, finding out you're pregnant, unplanned. I'm standing here in the middle of a build that it's kind of on time, but not on time, and super stressed out because, as you say, there's bills to pay, right? And I've got a tradie that is standing there telling me that, like, I'll be there in another hour or so, but I don't have an hour because I've got to go pick up my daughter from school, and I'm a single mum. I've got no one else to pick her up, and I'm bleeding through my pad. And sometimes I stop and I think, when men complain, I love men so much. Oof, I love men.
Was that sarcasm?
No, I do.
You do? Okay.
Men, no.
Oh.
You'll see by the end of this podcast, right? And I don't mean this episode, all of the episodes. Men are our allies.
Yeah.
Okay. And the whole point of what my Julie is really representing is to help everybody understand what the other is going through, including men. They need to be part of our conversation. They need to know that, it's not just a period, or it's not just an accidental pregnancy. These things are so debilitating physically. They're visceral responses, right?
Yeah.
And they take a long time to carry. And we need to have men that are our fathers, our brothers, our uncles, our nephews, our neighbors, the guys that work across the hallway, to have this space where they carry women with an empathy of understanding that it's beyond just a period or beyond just she just fell pregnant. Like you will never understand what it feels like. You don't need to, but you've got to hold space for us. You must do that. That will make you more masculine. That will make you the strong man that we are seeking.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're pregnant.
Yeah. And
signed a lease.
Yeah. The day I found out I had clients coming to my house, one of my girlfriends has done IVF 7 times. No good. My cousin's pregnant with twins, and my other client was pregnant as well. And they're all coming right now after I've just done this pregnancy test, and I am like a mess. I haven't shook and been so like shaky in my life. Yeah. When my girlfriend came over, she was like, it was like someone died, honestly. And she was holding me and she's like, what's going on? I couldn't even talk. And I felt so horrible because of what she was going through. And I knew that straight away, this is not something I can continue on with, even though I could. There's no doubt that I can't be a single mum and I can't do this. Yeah. I know I can, but it's not the way I want it to happen either,
It's
so
your body, you're right.
Yeah. And I think being in the feels of it all and knowing that having those women there with me that day, that it was okay, that my choice was not going to define me as, a person or a woman or,
There's no accident that your village of people came to you.
Yeah, and it's always been strong, So
we're going to fast forward. You finally open for all the challenges. What month did you open? Because it was this year. April this year.
April.
Okay. Gorgeous opening. I unfortunately couldn't get there, but I watched it all. Lala Nail Socials covered it beautifully. Exactly what I would have expected from you. You could see your vision, the level of detail right down to the branding on. Is it in reserved? Like you've got those reserves things, like on the VIP tables.
Oh, it's like a sanitization, like little plaque. So like it says ready when you are, and when you slide it, it says sparkle time. So it means like the station hasn't been cleaned yet, but it's got like all the branding on it, and it's just little things that people, notice.
Absolutely. And I know, and you did say to me, I had a lot of time to put it all into place. But even like you've got the Crown Towers scent coming through. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on. It is spectacular. I have gone to salons all around the world. This is by far up the top. Yeah, by far. I've had my own nail bars, right? You busted it out of the water. I'm so proud of you. And then when was the first, let's just say,
incident?
Yeah.
So the first one was in May.
So a month later?
Not even.
Not even?
Yeah.
Okay,
so I think it was like the last week of April we opened. So it was a long weekend. The party was on for Stray Day, is it? No, King's birthday or someone. I don't know. It's one of the long weekends. And then after that we traded. And I think it was just after Mother's Day. So, the first, like, I can't even explain, like, waking up in the morning to, like, the shop being rammed by a car.
So a car drove through the front doors.
Drove through, like reversed into the door and drove off.
Okay.
So damaged the salon.
Yeah.
And I woke up, I cried, obviously. I checked the cameras and I just kept watching it and I was like, how is this happening right now? And nothing was damaged besides the door. Okay. And I was like, oh my God, like, is this like it's bad, but it's not that bad. So I let it all out, went to the shop and I was like, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Yeah. I just fixed the door and we're still gonna, it's fine. I can go back to work. I'm like, okay, it's fine. The shop's looked out, like it's so sad that we get to a point where this is like, it's fine, but it's not fine. Like this type of stuff is like, it does not happen to people in years of business, let alone 1 month of being open. Yeah.
But it doesn't end there, does it?
No.
Okay. So we fix the door, we continue, and then next incident. How long later?
4 weeks.
4 weeks later.
So over the span of 4 months of being opening, there's been an incident every few weeks.
Every few
and
weeks.
Even in between that, there's council complaints, like liquor license enforcement's coming in saying we've got a formal complaint that you're trading without your license. Like, the puppies and petties that I did, we had people complaining about that, saying it's unhygienic, people building fake websites to put bad reviews and whole blurbs about my business. And
You've got time for that.
Yeah, bad reviews.
Okay, so much
in
more.
between. Yeah.
So how many cars have driven into your salon?
2.
Okay, we've had
so
2
the
cars
second
driving
incident was for males with I've only just found out exactly what they were holding. They had axes.
Damn.
And bricks and came and smashed every single window on the right side of the salon. I had an 8-year-old's birthday party booked that morning, and 20 kids were coming to the salon, and I woke up in the morning to it looked like the shop had been shot at because of the holes in the glass. And I was like, I didn't even care about the shop. It was like this poor little girl's birthday party.
Oh, Sam.
And I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm calling all my friends that own salons in the area. Like, I've got Amanda at Almaine. I've got Sam at Sam Taylor. I'm like, can I use your salon this morning, like, to set up for this kid's birthday party? Because I felt horrible, like, that we've committed to someone's special day in our nice space. And it was my first booking for a kid's party. And my first instinct was like, I've got to do it at her house or something. Like, she was not happy at all. And I understand that, I understand that. But I was like, she's like, I'm coming in anyway. And I said, I cannot have the safety of the kids with the glass everywhere. I'm like, and just like seeing that as well. And it's
Where did
not
the kid
okay.
have the party though?
But I went to her house and set it up.
So you still went to her house.
On a Sunday.
Yeah.
And hand painted. Kids know what French nails are.
Oh, yes.
And they all wanted French.
Oh,
so I painted 15 kids French hands in her beautiful home.
Was carrying the trauma.
Yeah, and had to just put on
your
face.
salon axed over and over and smashed into second time round.
And we did have security out the front because of like the last incident. We were just worried about another car, and the security were out the front when those people came. Yeah. But I wouldn't get out the car either if I was
of course.
seeing that.
This is terrifying.
Yeah. So that happened, and thankfully we got it pretty fixed in 24 hours. So the windows were fixed in 24 hours. And
can I just, again, I'm going to pause you again. Sam, do you know how many people don't turn up for work because they've got a tickle in their throat?
Yeah.
And you are doing 15 French manicures on 8-year-olds. I have a 9-year-old. One set of French nails can drive a woman insane. And you are doing this whilst carrying the trauma of your dream. If like it is beyond like what you are in self-preservation mode, right?
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little therapeutic a little bit, but it's a good thing because you can keep going, but we still have to process what's happening to you.
And the resilience is real.
Yeah.
I am just, and I think what was worse with that one as well, one of the little girls did turn up to the salon and they didn't get the message. And she's like, Mummy, what's happened to the nail place? And I'm like, I don't think children should be exposed to anything like this. And whoever's done this knows that could have been that could happen. Like my staff have kids as well, and sometimes they come to the salon, with them to work.
It's a salon.
We all have people that have children, and people come to the shop with their kids. And I'm just like, when that little girl walked up to the shop and her face, and then even when we were at the house, she was telling everyone about it, and I was just like you can't put a Band-Aid on these things. You know what I mean? It's like we need to process it.
And as mothers, we can totally understand that we want to protect our children from being exposed to the horrifying outcomes of what violence can do. But ultimately, Sam, I'm going to ask the question that so many people are probably asking and saying, are these attacks on you personally?
No. Collateral damage in this. Yeah. And the last the last shop incident was probably the worst, when a whole car was reversed into my salon and had a message on the side of the car, as people would have seen on the news. And
I
yeah,
try not to watch the news because
it's actually amazing how many people don't watch the news.
Good. We're learning.
And I get it, because the media
heavy.
will just paint a narrative, and a lot of people do believe whatever they say. And unfortunately, I'm in no control of these this whole thing. So I'm just here like, I need to pick it up and get open and do my part to show up for my community, because the last time when I woke up at 3:30 in the morning to all of this, I was like, I'm done. I'm like, that's it, my business, my brand.
How long ago was that one?
This was July.
Okay.
So nearly a month ago now, 25th of July.
Yeah, and it's the 25th of August today.
Yeah.
For those that are watching this in the future. Now, you got robbed on Thursday.
Yes. I woke up to the alarm again on Thursday morning.
At the clinic.
At the salon. A man with a crowbar broke into the salon. He stole just silly stuff. Like, it wasn't even, it is still a thing, but he actually locked himself into he actually locked himself in the hallway where the toilet is, and then had to crowbar himself back into the shop to get out.
Fun.
And I just was like, I wish that he had nothing to get out, because it would have just been funny for the police just to open the door and be like, hey man, what are you doing?
Save some people time.
He didn't even see the money and everything, like nothing got taken. It was like phones and things like that you can't even use.
And they assume, when I say they, police, whoever's investigating, assuming this is a isolated incident.
Yeah, they think it's just someone broke in. My space does look very nice, and I'm not sure what you could really take besides nail products from the salon. Like, we do have a couple bottles of champagne, but he didn't even take that. So, and it was a very, he didn't even make a mess. It wasn't like to come in and disrupt.
Leave a message.
Yeah, leave a mess.
So we don't think it's related.
No, I just think it was someone just trying their luck with, something.
Cash.
Yeah.
All right, so add that to the list. You've been open 4 months, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then are we okay to talk about what happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So then we've got that happening, and then on Sunday my phone went off again with the alarm, and I'm checking the cameras, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm not sure what's happening. And there was like a piece of paper on the window. Like, I could see on the cameras there was some paper like on the windows, blacked out from the time, obviously, that someone was in the shop. And I'm thinking, what's happening? So I'm panicking. And I actually called Kira from Bound, because she lives up the road, and I said, can you please go down and check what's happened, because I can't see anything, and I'm at least a 25-minute drive from the salon. And her girlfriend went down and she sent me a photo, and the landlord's gone and changed the locks. Locked us out of the salon. And I'm just like,
and what's on the glass?
It's a notice of what clause we have not that we've, I don't even know what the word is. Well, clause that we haven't. It's been an ongoing issue with like some things, and we have, I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, this is clause that we have violated or whatever, and it gave the landlord a right to lock us out. And my personal address and my full name was on this piece of paper, and stuck onto the window of what actually is why this has happened, which I don't think is really necessary. The community don't need to know my personal details, especially with what's been happening at my shop.
All right, so you've basically opened a business, you've got a couple of business partners, and you are the nail tech. You're the one that's on the tools. You've got a few staff members too, right? Okay. A lot of them are mums, right? Yeah. And they're coming and going. They're also questioning whether to continue working, because I could only imagine they're questioning their safety as well, because this is an ongoing thing, and I think that's a legitimate concern for them.
And I 100% agree with that.
I'm concerned about your safety as well. The thing that keeps coming back over and over is the fact that you just keep fixing the glass and going back in. Yeah. And I mean, it's something that not many can do, not even will do. can do.
Mm-hmm.
You're working 6 days a week regardless.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to keep the store closed in order to fix the glass, but then you're up and running within a
With
day
a couple
or two.
of hours.
Hours, okay.
Not even.
Hours.
They're finishing up and I've got my first client walking in.
Okay, like your locks are on the door now, but you're going there after this with the locksmith, I'm guessing?
No.
No? Okay.
No, we're not.
Okay.
Because I just...
We'll have
like
to
you
figure
said,
it out.
I need a break.
Yeah.
I just, I've picked myself up 5 times now.
Yeah.
And I'm mentally not okay.
No.
I can't keep
No.
doing this anymore. Sorry. It took a while for me to start crying.
Yeah, no. Letting it out is really part of...
Yeah, and I've learnt that because I'm never usually someone who gets emotional. And this is just like, and I don't rely on like people's support and people like helping me have a conversation and listening to me, because I'm always the one that listens to everybody
I was at your
else.
salon 2-3 weeks ago having a pedicure, and it was probably soon after one of the incidences. In fact, it must have been.
It wasn't even fixed yet.
It wasn't even fixed yet. You had some boards up, right? But and I've only been to your salon a couple of times. This is my second time. First time having a pedicure. It's amazing, still there, deep French. And in that time, it was only 2 of you working, yourself and another staff member who did my pedicure. She was amazing. Shout out. And in this entire time I was there, which was under 2 hours, countless women were just popping in to give you food, hugs. Your next door business, who is a skin clinic, skin clinic,
she brought me some food.
She brought you lunch.
Yeah.
Friends popped in, bought you some lunch as well and drinks, hugs.
And I had small businesses bring like things for like, I wanted to give back to my clients for coming back, and we did like a goodie bag, and I had an overwhelming... You
gave me one.
Yeah.
And I said, what's this for? And you said, just
thank you.
Saying thank you. And I opened it and I kept opening, and it was just a whole bunch of stuff from other local businesses that wanted to support you and in a way, obviously, like just spread the love.
Yeah.
And I just felt... I went for a pedicure, man, and I walked out like in a big hug. And I could just see people coming to you. And you said to me yesterday as well that there's a lot of women that just pop in and as you're crying, finishing a manicure, they're just holding you from behind. And this is the stuff that women have to understand. We need the hugs. We need the support from every generation. At 33, imminently 33, a 43-year-old should hold you. That's my job as a 48-year-old, to hold you when you are on your knees. Sam, you're on your knees. Okay, I've been on my knees. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't understand why this has happened. That's not what we're here for. Today, the here is to understand the community, the village of people. And it's not just women, it's men too that have been supporting you, right? Yeah. They're coming and they're saying, when are you opening again so I can come and support you? What can I send you? How can I feed you? How can I give you warmth? But beyond that is to understand you're not isolated in this, because somebody's gone through something before too. And we feel it when you're bleeding. But
I didn't think that was going to be the case with the last one. I was like, everyone's going to think I'm a part of all of this, and I can't show up again, like no one's going to come back. And then the overwhelming, my phone, the messages of positive...
well, you're the girl that turns up and does 15 French manicures for 8-year-olds, right? You're the girl that turns around and just puts more glass on and turns up. That's why we're still turning up for you, Sam. I didn't meet you yesterday, right? I know you, and I've employed over 200 women in my career in service industry, okay? You stand out. What you hold, what you're gifted with is not stock standard. You're built different, but you have to rest. You have to let this just seep through you. Tell your truth. You're innocent in all of this. I'm so sorry this has happened to you. Your comeback's big, baby. Your comeback's big.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be loud.
Yeah, nah. I just...
If you could say something to the people that are doing this, and I'm sure you don't even know who's really doing it all, you can only guess, right?
Mm.
But you don't really know. What would you like to say to them?
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest, because I've just tried to not like blame or put it on anybody else.
Not
or
about blaming, but what would you like to say?
I don't understand how, like, how someone can plan to do this to somebody multiple times.
Hurt people, huh?
Not indirectly, but you know that it's like a knife and it's in there, and then every time it's just like, how much more like can someone keep going, you know? And I just and I don't know, I just think if I keep getting back up, like, and they see that I'm just making it, you know, it's just a nail salon, like I'm just working, I'm just doing my part in my business and showing up for my sanity, because I can't hide away and just marinate and be like, oh, poor me. You know what I mean? I have to get up and I have to get it in there, and I can't function. I don't know what else to do. Like, I literally don't know what else to do. So
what are you going to do?
Right now, I don't think I can keep it anymore. I can't keep my space. It needs to go. I just don't think it's going to stop. And I can't take another one.
Yeah. Fuck, Sam.
And it's okay, because I can start again.
Yeah.
Like I have.
And you don't have to start today.
And my brand is so strong that I could do it anywhere. It doesn't matter about the pretty salon, and, you know, I just tried to really make it work. And it's just like 4 months of hell. You know, I have the anxiety. I wake up every day checking my phone. And I do wake up every day, and it's like 9 times out of 10 something's happened. Thanks. It's just out of my control, and it's really hard. Oh my God. Like, I
send so much love to the people that are all involved. I do. Yeah. I send a lot of love, because when I say hurt people, I can't imagine the hurt that someone has felt in order to feel that this is the way to get respond
back to somebody.
Like, I send so much love for it.
Yeah.
And obviously I know you personally. I don't know anyone else involved. It's, if we could just see the humanity in people and just go, it's time to be human.
Yeah, just, you know, it's hard. And I'm just, like, I'm very grateful for so much that I have, you know. I'm never unfortunate for anything, and this is just my path that I can get through this, then I can get through anything again, you know what I mean?
Of course. So, babe, you're 33.
Yeah, it's just like you said, bricks and mortar.
It is, bricks and mortar, absolutely. You are in this season, and in a decade we're going to sit down and have another chat, and it's going to be on a yacht in France with non-alcoholic French non-alcoholic champagne, because we're going to be into that wellness world still, and happy. And at the end of the day, the goal for My Julie's Village is to bring a smile when we can't, when we're on our knees.
Yeah.
So babe, all of us have you.
I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you.
I do. And I appreciate your experience and your understanding, and just even the way you have like taken me under your wing, and know that it's just look after me, because I don't, and I really need to be reminded about that.
Yeah,
you know, you're like, drink water and eat food, please.
Yeah. Fuel yourself, because it's always darkest before the sun comes back up. I promise. You are my jeweler, girl. Cheers. Welcome to the next chapter. We're going to be great. Okay?
Thanks.
That's it, guys.